Hi guys, my name is Lamar. I am a budding knife maker, and I wanted to throw a first video on here to let you know what I'm doing. I decided to try my hand at making knives, making just a straight knife, and I got some steel from Texas Knife Maker Supply, and I got about a 3-foot piece, and I cut out some blanks here, just so you can kind of see what it is. And I thought, you know, what better than to make one knife to practice than to make three. So I cut out 3 blanks, ground them down real nice, and I'm ready to do the initial grind. So they're all cut to size, a little bit different. I mean, it's kind of I had a tough time making them all the same, but I'm not too far off. I've got my little template that I made that I adheres to the surface, and just kind of cut them out as best as I could. Started out with a cutting wheel on my grinder. Thanks to George Eichard for that suggestion. I had a little cutting wheel, and then I used this grinder to kind of cut it pretty close to within size, and then used my sander to kind of smooth out the edges. So that's kind of how I got the initial size down, and then my sander kind of smoothed out the edges and made everything as even as it is now. I'll show you a little bit what my tools look like. Picked up this little jet sander on Craigslist. Paid a couple $100 for it. It's a 1 inch by 42. You know, I think it's like half or quarter horse, something like half horse motor on it. And it's, you know, it's perfect for what I use it for. I've got a full-size drill press here, and I've got the little spindle sander on there that helped me get the edge or the corner back in there smooth. And then I've got some other tools. Of course, I have a vise. Picked that one up on Craigslist for about $70. I had this little press. Not sure exactly what I'm going to use that for. Maybe making some Kydex, the rivets in Kydex. And I've also got a little polisher. I bought an inexpensive ball door motor from a local hardware salvage type place, and put a buffing wheel on there. And then I got another buffing wheel right here that I'm going to put, you know, use a little more. Some compound that bites a little bit more for smoothing things out. This one right here is a little more fine buffer. Got some files there that I've used, some Scotch-Brite. As far as supplies, I've got some Scotch-Brite pads here that I've used. Got a respirator. Of course, some goggles, some of these little latex gloves, disposable latex gloves. Got some epoxy here for the handles. Some other belts for my sander. Didn't know really what to get, so I got a 60, an 80, a 120 and a 220 or something like that. And then for my handle, I got this also from Texas Knife Makers. I've got some 1/4 inch G10, I think it's micarta, and then some red spacer here. It's more of a maroon, I guess. And that's what I'm going to make my handle with. And some type of probably a rod, a couple rods going through the handle. Is what I'm thinking, and then maybe even a little bit of a tube going through the handle so I can put a lanyard on the end of it. Boy, I'd appreciate any suggestions on additional tools. You know, I could go crazy buying tools, but you know, this is kind of what I have to start out. I'm hoping it's okay. My space isn't real big. This stuff here, it kind of doubles as shop space and also gardening space. This is my son Hans, and you know, of course, some additional gardening space. The bikes have to go, and this is just kind of a temporary setup. I want to put about a 4 foot by 4 foot bench here, maybe on rollers, kind of like this one is, and so I can move it around to fit my grinder and some of the other tools that I can move here and there. I've got a little sweeper, portable vacuum, and that's kind of what I use for the sander to keep the filings away. And I haven't really set anything up for that, so if you have any suggestions on how to set up the vacuum for the sander, I'd appreciate that. So anyhow, just kind of getting started. Shout out to George Eichert, who's given me some tips, and also to Tim Troyer. He's really kind of my my inspiration for all this. One of my best friends, and I just really appreciate him a lot. And I'm looking forward to doing this. You know, making a few knives, and then, you know, maybe some other tools as well. I'm not just you know, a knife making fanatic, although I've heard it does get in your blood. So I'd like to make some other tools as well. Also, maybe like to get some ideas from you on that. You know, what kind of tools can I make with these kinds of, or what kind of hand tools could I make with the equipment that I have here in the shop. So anyhow, if you have any suggestions, any advice, I'd really appreciate that. Again, my name's Lamar Slaybaugh, and I'll keep everybody updated as we move through this process. The next step is grinding the knives, putting the main grind on it. So I'm looking forward to that. Kind of a little bit nervous. The steel I have is 3/16, so it's a little thick, and I'm sure it'll probably push my my sander's limits. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks for any comments and suggestions in advance. We'll see you later.